Hey everybody, it's Allie Edwards, and I am back with some Project Life inspiration. I am finishing up my 2024 Project Life album. Finally for me. Mainly, I just wanted to get it off my table area and get it put away. So, this is week 48 of 52, and over the next week, I'm going to be sharing the last few weeks of 2024 with you. I've got everything all done now, so I'm just editing the video, and we'll share it one day at a time, and then we'll share a big walkthrough video of August through December in this Project Life album. So in 2024, I was doing Project Life weekly in a 9x12 album. You can see a wide variety of past weekly samples here on YouTube and on the blog as well, and I'll link those for you guys in the description. So this is week 48. Again, this is the end of November into the beginning of December. I am starting off using the Stories by the Month kit from December 2024, so you might have this in your stash too, and really using that as the jumping off point to illustrate and tell the hold stories from this particular point in time. In 2024, when I was working in this weekly Project Life, each time a new month would come around, I would do a 6x8 page protector insert. So you're going to see me doing that here. I'm also just simply going ahead and writing some journaling here on a 4x6 card, talking about going to see Zach Bryan. That's what was happening in this particular, or in the photos up above. So lots of hand journaling. Really, my main goal with the 5 weeks that I had left here, I actually ended up getting them all done on last weekend on Saturday. I just committed. I said, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to finish this up. So my goal was to not have it take a long time. So simplifying the process, not worrying too much about what I was adding into the pockets, kind of doing a little bit of destashing and diving into my stash. Obviously, this would be stash, right, from 2024 stuff. But just letting myself, kind of have fun, letting myself fill in the pockets. Most of the photo printing I had already done for all of the last few weeks here. So I had, at a different point in time, sat down and printed out all my photos. And now on Saturday, what I was able to do then is to just go in, add my journaling, and add additional embellishments that I wanted to add in. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm adding some chipboard circles from that December 2024 Stories by the Month kit in various places. Oftentimes when I am doing Project Life like this, I love to have repeated embellishments, and that's one of the things that really simplifies the process for me, and did simplify the process for me for many years. It's also really helpful just working from a kit, which is what I'm doing here, where the individual pieces already look really good together. The colors are similar. The fonts are the same. It makes for nice cohesion overall. Again, I'm in this case, I am just hand writing all of my journaling. I just did a content drop in our quarterly storyteller kit classroom, and for all of the projects that I did in there, which was, I was working on storytelling from June of this year, I did all of my journaling printed. So printed it all either on sticker paper or directly on other things. And then on Saturday, when I went through and finished up all the rest of these weekly spreads for 2024, I hand wrote everything. So it's a kind of a nice reminder that you can choose what you want to do per project, right? Or depending on what it is that you are wanting to highlight, or the ways just simply that you want to tell your story. So one of the things I did on this one is I dove into my stash and I found these gold puffy alpha stickers, which would have been released sometime in the past. I looked in the shop to see if we had any more of those, but they are all gone. And one of the ways that I've enjoyed embellishing my photos in the past in Project Life is by putting single words right on top of the photos. And that felt fun to me to do as I was putting this one together. And one of the things that you're going to see me realize is that this little circles, the little chipboard circles from this particular kit were basically the same size as the O. So I'm going to go back in and add chipboard circles on the O, on any of the O's and any of the words, and you'll see that in a few minutes. I'm also adding fun on top of this particular picture, which is a photo of Simon doing some filming here at our house last year at this time when he was working on a film that he wanted, a Christmas sort of film that he was putting together for a variety show that he was going to participate in. And you can see I've got some things here in that insert or in the page protector. I also added a photo of Anna and Audrey and then added the A and then used one of the chipboard ampersands in the middle. Here I'm just adding a little bit of red line tape onto this plastic poinsettia and am going to adhere it right onto that chipboard piece that's already adhered on the outside. So with page protectors, a lot of what I've been doing recently too is I work both inside and outside of the page protector. So sometimes I'll put embellishments on the outside of a page protector. Sometimes they're inside of the page protector. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling and what I'm working with and what kind of adhesive I'm using and those kinds of things. So here's where I'm adding the O. I took off the O and I'm adding on the chipboard circle instead. That one I think I used a little bit of red line tape. You can also just staple them right on there. This was another one of my 4x6 photos documenting the tree project that I did last year. But I decided I wanted to put the letters on here so that it would be similar to what I was doing on the other photos around the spread. I'm going to write make on there. It's a little bit hard to see. I could have done it on a sticker. I could have done it like on a piece of vellum or something like that, but I ended up just leaving it on there and I thought that was fine. You can see it when you're flipping through the album itself. And then I'm going to put grow on this one. So here's my O. It's going to get, I'm going to end up pulling up again. But it's kind of fun to think of simple words or single words, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Single words that can, kind of illustrate the story or using the idea of text or let's see, what am I trying to say? Alpha letters, whether it's stamps, stickers, those kinds of things, just adding those directly onto your photo. I enjoy the process of thinking of what's a word that I could add on here that I also have enough letters for. So that's always part of the challenge as well. Okay, so that one I stapled the chipboard on there, but I loved that opportunity. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to take the O off and add that on top as well. So journaling, again, using just a pen. I'm using a Kelly Creates pen. It's one that we have in the shop now. We're in the middle of our December daily boxing period right now, so the pens are actually included in the boxing period. So it's something that you can add to your box if you're looking for some pens. You can read more about the December daily stuff over on our website as well. Going ahead and just writing down a few things about Simon being hanging out to film. So essentially what I'm doing here is I'm just looking at the photos that I had already placed inside of the pockets previously. This is the time where I'm coming in and adding the journaling. So I'm just looking at those photos and I am figuring out what's a little story that I can tell based on those photos, based on what I'm seeing. What is my memory of what I am seeing there is how I approach the journaling on these ones. All right, so I think I'm close to wrapping this one up. I will be back tomorrow with week 49.